And a Spokane man called 911 for help but ended up dead at the Spokane County Jail. Now serious questions are being raised by the very people who gave him the medical all clear.
Obviously there's a concern that we might have missed something, and I think now looking through retrospectively, we probably did.
A Spokane man who died in the Spokane County Jail should have been in the emergency room, not behind bars. That's according to Spokane fire officials who medically cleared the patient before his arrest. Christopher James Parker was wanted by police, but the 33-year-old diabetic man was also apparently suffering from a drug overdose and needed to be hospitalized. With the story you saw first on KXLY, Jeff Humphrey joins us live for Brown's Edition. Jeff, Parker actually called 911 himself to ask for help.
And Colleen, we don't know if he used a landline or a cell phone to call 911, but if he wanted to see doctors inside the emergency room, he would have been a lot better off getting one of his friends to drive him there. Chris Parker was no stranger to local law enforcement and had been arrested for assaulting a police officer, but early Sunday morning he was scared and called 911 for help.
Spokane police officer did contact the individual. He had admitted to the officer that he had ingested methamphetamine. He also indicated that he was diabetic.
That prompted Spokane police to call nearby Fire Station 4, and a pair of paramedics responded to the scene.
They evaluated him. They determined, based on their physical findings, that he did not need to be transported to the hospital, and he was released in the care of the police department.
Parker was taken to the jail's booking area and eventually strapped to a restraint chair.
He became uncooperative in the jail. The jail staff did have to use force, including a taser deployment, to gain control of the individual. He was subsequently restrained in a restraint chair. Shortly after being placed in the chair, he became unconscious.
Despite the use of CPR, the jail staff was not able to revive Parker. Now the assistant fire chief wishes that Parker had been taken to the emergency room.
If indeed this patient had ingested that methamphetamine, while he did not display any critical symptoms that were identified by the paramedic company, obviously there's a concern that we might have missed something, and I think now looking through retrospectively, we probably did.